Vabbè, dai, Danilo, dai, Federico, dai, che salta, castevolo di più. Dai, Danilo, dai, Federico, dai, che salta, castevolo di più.
Amiche e amici, bentrovati a CRESTA ALTA, il podcast di Federico e Danilo Gallinari.
We are live, ladies and gentlemen, per un altro grande episodio, mi dicono.
Huge episode today. I have a guest for you, Danny. I have a guest for you. One-time NBA champion, the NBA king of fashion from Flint, Michigan, is here with us, Kyle Kuzma.
How we doing, fellas? Appreciate the great intro.
Hey, I was ready for it, man. I was ready for it.
We give him a lot of shit when he doesn't do the right intro. So
Yeah, it's tough. Sometimes it's tough. How you feeling, bro? How's your mental? How's your body? How you feeling?
Oh man, I'm great. Can't complain. Game day today, so Gallo knows we're gonna get after it tonight.
oh yeah, you for sure. I'll be watching.
Yeah,
I'll be cheering from the bench.
I got you.
Not bad, not bad. I really have a question for you. What did you think about Danilo the first time that you met him?
Man, no, you know what's funny? I'm gonna give you a good Gallo story, right? So when I first came into the NBA, right, he was probably the person I hated to guard the most. And I told you this too, but it was because I was a rookie and he used to just pick on me I just felt like he used to pick on me all the time. Like he'd always, throw me bows. He'd pump fake me, hit me hard, get me in the air, get to the free throw line. And I honestly hated him. But being his teammate, he's like the best. So
Yeah.
It's pretty funny.
He's not a fun guy on the court, I can tell you that. I had to guard him a couple of times too in the summer. He's not a fun guy on the court. That's for sure. That's for sure.
Great guy though.
Yeah,
great guy.
definitely.
Great guy.
Definitely
Appreciate
great
you
guy.
guys. You guys are too good. Appreciate it.
Just so you know, Kuz, I'm connected from Detroit. I live in Detroit, which is not that far from Flint.
Not at all.
So I kind of want to ask you a little bit about Flint, about your town, and about your history. I know Danilo knows a little bit
Kuz
about it.
has an amazing story. Sorry to interrupt, but when we were on a plane one time and Kuz was talking about his story and the grind that he had to go through before going to college and then go to the NBA, I think it's a pretty amazing story. So if you can just talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, being from Flint, Michigan, it was a very tough place to grow up. Like a very impoverished place. I moved around and went to a bunch of different high schools. All my friends all went on to really go to play Division I basketball, but I was kind of like a late bloomer in a sense, and I didn't really have offers. I didn't get my first offer until I was like a junior in high school, but it wasn't a Division I school. It was a like an NAIA school, so like below D3. And I just kept working and working. Went to college. My first year in college, I went to University of Utah, which was an amazing time. Utah is super dope, mountainous type of state, very polite people. And walked into a situation where it was a really good team. It was a really, really good team. And Gallo Delon, our point guard, he was there as well. And he was like the senior when I was a freshman. And I only played like probably 7-8 minutes a night on that team as a freshman. So it was very tough. It was very tough. And I was at a situation where I was like, do I transfer? Because I know I'm not going to play here next year because we just went to the Sweet 16. The starter was a sophomore. The backup was a freshman just like me, but he was going to the USA Olympic team to play FIBA at a certain like U19 probably. So it was easy for me to be like, oh, I'm probably just going to transfer because I'm not going to play here. But I just stuck it out, worked hard, got drafted 27th out of nowhere. I wasn't supposed to get drafted. I was supposed to get drafted either 50 to 60 or be undrafted. It's funny. I remember coming out, and as soon as I signed with my agent, he told me he had talks with the Houston Rockets, And like I was so hyped, and they were like, "Yeah, you're probably not gonna get drafted, but we want to put you on a two-way." And I was like ecstatic at this time, like, "Oh man, this is gonna be amazing." But worked, and got to the first round. Lakers was history. So
Hell yeah, hell yeah.
yes, sir.
Connecting to the Lakers, I was being a Laker. I feel like there is a little bit, there is a little bit of a not pressure, but maybe it's a little bit different to be a Laker than to be in the Lakers instead of any other team.
Oh, it's bananas. It's the best. It's the best. You can't. There's nothing better than being a Laker. You have the best of both worlds. Hollywood is there, great basketball. Every time you put on a Laker jersey, it just makes you want to play hard as possible, because like you look up, you see Kobe up there, you see Magic, Shaq, Gail Goodrich, Will Chamberlain, Kareem. There's so many people, so like you just automatically give it a little bit more. But also, it's funny though, because when you are a Laker, everybody else plays to their main level too. So like, you think you got an off night, and then like the eighth man on the bench thinks it's his night. He goes off for like 25. He doesn't miss.
Yeah.
Like you have those type of nights too. But no, it's great. Great fan base. Everyone loves you. It's tough fan base as well, because if you're not playing well, they are on your ass for sure. But it's good though.
100%. The history in those buildings is incredible. With the G League, we actually play in the in the Lakers practice facility. So, and every time I step in that building, the goosebumps that I have just looking around, all the jerseys up there, the numbers and all of that, it's incredible. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's just it's just a history, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like you walk in and it's just like the basketball mecca in a sense.
Yeah, exactly. So what do you think is the biggest thing that you learned from the time in LA?
The biggest thing I learned is you just got to keep your circle tight. There's so many people, especially when you come into the league so early. Gallo, this just being in New York at a young age. Like, there's a lot of people that want to gravitate towards you. There's a lot of people that want to be a part of you.
You gotta learn. You gotta learn how to say no.
You gotta learn how to say no, and also to like understand to keep your priorities straight, because it's easy to, get trapped in LA or want to go out just to go to dinner, but dinner in LA doesn't really start until 9:30. So then you're going to be out until 12:30. Then they'll let you have a glass of wine or just like a shot, and then that shot leads to going out. So you just never know. So you keep your priorities straight and learn how to say no.
One glass of wine a day, man.
How was and we talk about this all the time, and I ask you all the time, because in my 16 years I never won a title, and so it's our dream, is my dream, and that's what we play for, other than of course the passion that we got for basketball.
Right.
But how was the bubble? How was the title? And I know a lot of our Italian fans, they wanna know how is it to play with LeBron, and what can you tell us about LeBron?
Oh man, everything. Winning a title, like I won a title with the Lakers. Like you can't really do nothing bigger than that. Probably maybe win one with the Celtics would probably be number two, but or maybe the Knicks. I don't know, but it was a blast. I was like 25 years old when I won, and had an opportunity to play with some great players along the way. Obviously, LeBron. You have AD, Rajon Rondo, Dwight Howard, Danny Green. Just these mega champions, and I was able to be young and learn from those guys. And just you talk about Bron, like obviously a lot of my game I try to, I feel like I've gotten from him, just from watching him, having that back seat when I was playing behind him and AD. So just how to make your teammates better, the professionalism, learning how to like just take over games and manipulate games is. And also just be an entertainer. I think that's one thing when you watch him. It's not just always about basketball. It's the bigger picture. You come to the game to see him. He does something. It's funny. It goes viral. You know what I mean? Like, I definitely credit a lot to my success and just my growth as a player, just from like watching that greatness. So,
you are one of the players that liked the bubble or hated the bubble?
I liked it, and then I hated it, but I could live anywhere, like even back to my journey. right. I went to prep school. I left Flint. I go to San Diego, and then I go to Philadelphia. I commit to Utah, but then I had to go to Nebraska first, right? And I lived in the middle of Nebraska in this town with like 6,000 people for like 2 months, like literally 2 months. So like for me, I could live anywhere. I could literally live anywhere. So the bubble was very cool. The only bad part about the bubble was just the food. Like we had to eat the same meal every single day, and like that was kind of tough. I'm not gonna lie.
You were
That's
able. I don't
interesting.
remember what the rule was for families. You were able to bring your family in after the second round of the playoff.
Yeah, after the first 2 months,
Okay.
first 2 months, no family, no nothing. But it was fine though, because we were living like the bubble was in Florida. Like if it was somewhere else, it probably would have been tough. But we were in Florida. We could golf every day, go out, go lay by the pool, get a pina colada at night. You know, so it was cool.
Not bad.
But
But
the
still,
part that my brother is a party animal, so and he's famous in Italy and a lot in Detroit about his parties, and so I'm
Okay.
sure that
good to know.
he wants to ask you just a little bit if you can tell us a little bit of what the partying was that summer after you won the title.
Exactly, because that's
Oh.
the important stuff for me. That's what I want to know.
You, my friend, you would have had a blast. Let me just say that.
I should have
You
got
know,
invited, man. Damn.
Hey, listen, that's why Gallo, you still got a chance to win a championship, my brother. You got to figure it out because that opportunity is crazy. I think we went to Vegas right away. We took a week home with families, went straight to Vegas. And then after that, everybody had parties in their own cities. So like Jared Dudley, for instance, like he went down, we were in San Diego, had a great time at his party. Then Quinn Cook might have had a party in Atlanta. So it was just nonstop partying at different places across the country. And not only that, you kind of just ride that wave too. Like during the next season, you're still the champs. So everything is, just excellent.
It's crazy. How much time did you spend watching, looking at your ring?
When I first got it, a lot. I don't look at it too often. I know where it is, but it's just kind of just tucked away.
Yeah.
Maybe I need to start looking at it more.
He's in the trophy room, in the little trophy space.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have a question for you. Do you feel like you have been an underdog in your career? And yes or no? And why do you think so?
Yeah, I feel like I've been an underdog my whole life. So like, it's kind of always been what it is. Like I've never really like, had like validation from other people and like, to be like a good player or whatever. So like, for me, I just try to work every single year, try to get better, go out there, compete. I'm confident. I feel like every time I'm on the court, I'm the best player on the court, and that's just always kind of been my mentality. So I kind of leave all the other stuff and the underdog stuff it's irrelevant at the end of the day. Like I'm having fun, I'm developing, having a great year. You know what I mean? So
for sure. Danny, I have a question for you though. What
For
did
me?
you think the first time that you met Kuz?
First of all, it was a while ago, so I don't have unfortunately a great memory. I have short memory, but long term memory I don't have is not that good. But what I told Kuz is that I remember that I used to love playing against him at the beginning when he was playing with Brandon Ingram too. I used to love playing against them too. Because I knew it was gonna be a great night for me.
no, he just and it's funny because me and Bi, we used to talk about him all the time. Like, man, this motherfucker just always trying to fuck us up. So it was funny because we were skinny rooks.
Yeah, definitely one thing that I can say about Kuz, he works his ass off and he really loves basketball and he's working. He brings the work every day and he really works on his body. And of course, his body now is way different from his body when he first got into the league. When he got into the league, I was already a vet playing, for 10 plus years in the NBA, so I was already my body was an NBA body already, and so for me it was, when you play in those situations, I think they were rebuilding, so it was a different situation than what it is now, what it has been for a lot of years for the Lakers. But when you play against those young guys, you wanna make sure that they understand who they playing against, and that's something that they were doing against,
100%.
against me when I was young, and so it's something that you always want to do in those situations. And now look the kind of player that Kuz is. He's one of the best scorers in the league, one of the best players in the league, and he's an NBA champ. And so it's I think he had an amazing journey. One thing I want to ask Kuz, I know he has two passions. One is traveling and one is fashion. We got the both passions. Probably my brother he has a passion for fashion. I have a great passion for traveling, so I'm gonna ask you about the traveling and the fashion. But
Yeah.
the fashion part, when did it start? And you always had it. And how are you set up right now? You got a stylist. Like, how does it work for you? You got your own team. Talk to us about that a little bit.
So I feel like once I got to college and I got like a little money, I used to go to like H&M. I used to go to all these different places like to get fly for college. So naturally, I feel like I always had like a little sense. I just didn't have like the capital to go buy things. But I think once I got to LA and Jordan Clarkson, he was my teammate, and he was like the fashion boy of LA at the time. He was in his fourth year, and I was hanging out with him, and I gotta look the part if I'm hanging out with him. So I think that like he definitely influenced me a lot. Within like just getting all the way into fashion, and then it just took off. Like like my biggest thing is like I love art, so fashion is the same thing as art, right? And how you present yourself, and a lot of times your first impression is your best impression. So being able to travel the world for fashion, and go to Paris Fashion Weeks, Milan Fashion Weeks, London, New York, it's a blast, and it's fun. It's good like for connection. So
for sure. Favorite designer brand.
Favorite designer? Ooh,
Tough question.
That's so tough. That's so tough. Probably Rick Owens, man. I love Rick Owens.
Okay.
I love Rick. Louis Vuitton. You can't go wrong.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So what about traveling? You mentioned that you might go to Italy this summer.
Yes. That's why I'm on this podcast right now.
Exactly. Everybody's gonna be waiting for you in Italy now.
He's coming to Italy this summer.
I'm coming to Venice. I've never been to Italy though. This is my first time. I'm super excited. So I know for a fact I'm going to Venice. There's a big art festival out there. I'm gonna probably hit up, and then I don't know. Like think about going to like Tuscany. I'm a big wine guy.
Okay.
I love wine. Big wine guy. And I'm getting more and more into like Italian wines. So that's gonna be pretty cool. I know it's a blast.
You have to hit Milan. If you like fashion, it's a must that you touch Milan.
I know for sure. I need to touch that Amalfi too. That's what I need to touch.
You're gonna need at least a month for all that.
At least a month. I know. I wish I had a month.
When the passion for wine, and you are really like into wine, you understand wine. When we go to your favorite city, Sacramento, we know where you're gonna be.
Yes, sir.
When we go there, so the Napa trip is coming. So, what do you like about wine, and when did everything started?
Oh man, wine started when I was a rookie. Well, I'll take that back. In college, I used to drink with, you need to hang out with chicks, and a lot of times chicks like wine, so we would drink. we would drink like the box wine back then.
Yeah, here we go.
The nasty box wine.
You gotta be cheap in college, man. You gotta do what you gotta do, man.
You gotta do what you gotta do. So that's what I did at first, and then getting into the league, and like I like to drink, like I like alcohol, and Andrew Bogut was my vet at the time, and he brought all the rookies out, and he goes in his Australian accent, like, listen, young fellas, like you guys can't drink Hennessy and tequila during the season. Like, we need you for the season. So he puts a bottle of Camus, which is a Napa wine, and it's a really, really nice wine, and it's probably $70, $80 wine, and poured it, and I was drinking it, and I'm like, man, this definitely doesn't taste like box wine. And it was just really good, and I was just like hooked on it ever since. And then for me, like, I have once I get attracted to something, like, I'm very I have like a obsessive personality, so like I dove right into wine. Like, I bought this big encyclopedia about wine and started just flipping pages and reading and learning. And wine's just great, man. You can talk, have conversations, drink easily, and just vibe. Like, it's the best.
White wine or red wine?
No, I'm a real man. I drink red wine.
There you go.
Hey, ask Gallo what he drinks.
Yeah, I drink the other wine. I drink sparkling or white wine.
Sparkling is incredible.
I like red wine. The problem is that some years ago I discovered that it gives me stomach problems because I have a little intolerance, and so I gotta stick with white wine or sparkling wine. But I do like red wine.
Yeah, you like rosé? You like rosé or no?
Yeah, I like rosé.
I got you. I'm coming out with a rosé, so I'm pass it over to you.
Ooh,
yes, sir.
Kuz is all over the place. You got the clothing brand, you got his wine
I'm
brand.
all over the place,
and that's why Italy is the spot for you.
Definitely. We talk about clothing brand. Talk to us a little bit more about that.
My clothing brand, yeah. We got some really dope things coming out right now. My brand is it's a lot of different things. Like, because I look at like my life as like a lifestyle, right? Everybody has a lifestyle, and everything in life, it's not even just about clothes. Like, when you look at like really successful brands, like they have sunglasses, right? Or they have ashtrays, or they have plates, you know what I mean? All over the place. So for me, like, I kind of want to build a brand that is like cohesive to like just everything in life. You know what I mean? So
when did you start using Instagram as your main social media to advertise yourself? When did you realize the power of yourself on Instagram?
Probably when I was a rookie.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny when I got drafted. When I got drafted, I only had like 3,000 followers, and I remember I was in pre-draft, and I was just, mind you, this was like 7 years ago.
Yeah.
It was like I was in pre-draft, and I'm just like, talking to my marketing agents. I'm like, yo, how do I get a blue check? How do I get more followers?
Yeah.
Like, what do I need to do? Right.
Yeah.
So then I get drafted by the Lakers, and then like that next day I woke up and I probably had like 18,000 followers.
Yeah.
Right. So a big jump. Cool. And then Summer League happened, and I killed Summer League. We won the championship. I got championship MVP game.
Yes, sir.
That next day, from the time I got drafted to the end of Summer League, I had like 250,000 followers. So then the season comes, and then it's just like a wrap.
Right.
So then naturally, when you talk about brand, clothing, or just in general, like, the power of, my social platforms, I started making t-shirts, and I started making like Kuzmania t-shirts. And in my first year in the NBA, I made my rookie scale contract was like 1.4 million, right? I was a 27th pick. T-shirts, we sold over $750,000 worth of t-shirts.
Wow. That's incredible.
So I pretty much made just as much off the floor than playing basketball my first year and having a lot of great success. And, a player averaging 16 a game and 6 getting a 1.7, I'm playing above what I have, and I'm making more money off the court. So it's really cool.
That's definitely incredible. Before I leave you with Danilo for the last question, I want to ask you your all-time starting five.
Gallo at the 1.
Because he knows I'm gonna pass it to him all the time.
Yeah. I'm gonna go Gallo at the 1. I'm in there at the 3. We definitely need somebody that can pass the ball to us. So then I would probably go Magic Johnson, because play up in pace. I like to play with pace. Need a center because me and Gallo, we not the best defenders. So then we're gonna have a really nice big in the back, probably Akeem Olajuwon, and if Akeem falls down, you got to run into Tim Duncan on the backside.
Okay, not bad.
There we go.
Not bad. We got the 5. Danny, I leave you the floor.
Yes, usually we finish the episode with these questions. I always ask, if you had the chance to either interview or go to lunch or dinner with somebody that is alive or not alive, who would you take to dinner?
Ooh. I never know what to answer when people ask me this question. Dang, that's a tough one.
It's a tough one. Usually when you have to think more than a couple of minutes for a question, it's a good question.
Yeah, it's a good question. You know what? Probably Michael Jackson. I'm going to go with Michael Jackson.
Okay.
I think that's the king of pop, just somebody that's just like so influential, someone that, how did he navigate life? Just think about trying to be Michael Jackson back in the 80s and the 90s. Just imagine it. Like, you can't go nowhere. Like, you can't do anything. Like, you have to move a certain type of way. You have to. He probably walked around a lot with like,
ski mask. The ski mask.
Not even a ski mask, like fake beards and crazy shit. Yeah. So like, just to ask, like, how do you move? How do you feel about all the attention? But how do you also you just like hit certain levels, right? And you think like that's the highest level you can get to, and then you just reach another one, and you reach another one. Like those, that's like inspirational. Like, you know what I mean? So like, I think that would be something like to go to dinner and talk to somebody about. I think he'd be the perfect person.
Absolutely. Great question. Thank you so much for your time, Kuz, for coming to the podcast. It was a pleasure having you. Hopefully we're going to have you again to come and chat a little bit.
Yes.
Thank you so much. We reached the end of the episode. Make sure you like, you comment, you share. Up to the next time. Stay tuned.
Ciao.
Fuori dal blocco prendo la palla, tiro da 3. I 2 fratelli spiegano il gioco solo per te. Apri le ali a testa alta, segui il podcast. Gallinari a cresta alta, questo è il podcast.